Okay, so I finally figured out what's been wrong with my car for months. Check this out. This is my carburettor. That's the top of a carburettor. It's upside down. This is the fuel bowl. So normally while I'm sitting at the traffic lights waiting for the light to turn green, this is going to be slowly refilling with petrol. After it reaches a certain point, it's supposed to stop filling up. There's this plastic float valve here. It's supposed to slowly rise up when it reaches a certain level. It's meant to plug the fuel supply, shut off the fuel. That's not happening. Why not? It's not adjusted properly. Instead of plugging this little needle valve that's tucked away in there and shutting off the fuel supply, this float valve is colliding with that screw there. So it's not actually plugging the fuel supply. This keeps filling up after about 30 seconds waiting at the lights. The petrol keeps filling, it overflows, it spills over, it starts running down into the engine manifold. The engine starts spluttering because it's being smothered with petrol. It loses the ability to ignite a spark, and unless I start revving the engine like crazy, the engine splutters and goes out. So anyway, according to the service manual, you're supposed to have about 5 to 6 millimeters of clearance between the top of this float valve and the machined face of the top cover of the carburetor. I don't have that here. If I measure it, I only have about 4 millimeters of clearance. So that's not enough clearance, that's why it's colliding with that screw there. So the solution, according to the service manual, which is what I'm going to do, is simply to bend this metal strip outwards a little bit to increase clearance so that this sits a little bit lower in the fuel bowl. So here's what I've done. I went ahead and just put a little bend into this metal joint. I was careful to make sure the bend was even on both sides. I just bent that by hand. I might have gone a little bit too far because the clearance here is now 7 millimeters. It's supposed to be up to 6, but I don't think that will really matter too much. An extra millimeter here of fluid level in the fuel bowl isn't really going to make a huge difference. Anyway, I don't want to keep messing with this too much because it's 40-year-old plastic and anything could happen if I keep messing around with it too much. I don't want to risk breaking it. Where would I find a spare? So now it's just resting above this screw. It's not hitting the top. If I press it, it hits the top, but it's got a bit of bounce in there. So it's actually going to be plugging the fuel supply now when it floats up to the top.